Okay, for those of us just joining, welcome. Hello, I'm Illusion Fox. We are just starting up the Final Fantasy 14 7.2 MSQ, or at least that's the plan here. Well, why didn't I use the thing? I'm dumb. That's probably the new raid. Although, I would have failed that if... Yes, we're heading to the back room. Glimmer of the past. Cryo wishes to catch up on recent events. Ah, your time could not have been better. If you have a moment, we have some things we'd like to share. Excellent. We'll just wait for Lama T. She should arrive shortly. Glad to see you here too. And speaking of the devil, let's catch each other up, shall we? Right, I'll go first if nobody minds. I went back in Tuliolo and spoke with Koana. I told him all about the records left behind by Gulu Jaw's mother, as well as Fiend's reappearance. We decided that I should remain in the dome until things settled down more. But while I'm Gulu Jaw's guardian, I'm also a foreign ruler. I'll take care not to appear as though I'm meddling in Alexandrian politics, that's all. For me. As for the rest of us, we've been keeping track of this new Sphene. She has been making regular appearances before the people, and each time she does, she encourages them to become endless. Alas, much else about her remains a mystery, including why she's chosen to reveal herself now. On our end, we've confirmed that only those wearing regulars have had their knowledge of Queen Sphene's death altered. Someone must have tampered with the device to remove any and all memories of the event. Though we haven't yet identified the perpetrator given recent events, Sphene is the chief suspect. I believe that the Queen of Reason is alive and well and remember her funeral as a memorial for those lost in the attack. Needless to say, this has proven confusing for those with more accurate recollections. We'll carry on with our investigation. I'll head to Earth and Sky now and coordinate with our people there. There's one other matter. The highlight of this gathering, you might say. We'd like you to meet a certain someone. By all means, where's this person now? The break room. She's unwell, and Ishtola and Alice have been tending to her. They'll be able to explain things. I want to see how she's doing, so I'll come too. The break room is at the end of the hallway through that door. We can go whenever you're ready. Fancy.
What is she doing here?
That is a good fucking question.
We just heard she was busy spreading talk of becoming endless among the Alexandrians. What's going on here?
She is not who you think she is. Not the Queen of Reason, who has made a miraculous return, but an individual of flesh and blood, possessed of a soul.
Huh?
We chanced upon her in living memory, but she collapsed before we could exchange words. We decided to bring her here for now.
Her body was suffused with lightning ether, which caused a debilitating paralysis. Ishtola reached out and informed me of her condition, and I came with a Porpsy as fast as I could. We're now waiting to see if the treatment was effective.
Uh-huh.
Judging by her appearance, the circumstances of our encounter, and her extreme ethereal aspect, I am all but certain that she is the one from whom the Endless Sphere was created. The original Queen Sphere of Alexandria.
What? But how can that be possible? The real Sphere died of illness 4 centuries ago.
I died. Whatever do you mean? I am not dead. I'm not. What is this place? Where is everyone? Otis and Zelenia? And who are you people?
I mean, honestly, I think she's got a valid reason to ask those questions.
We mean you no harm. You've been unwell, and it wouldn't do to strain yourself. Please, help me. I don't understand any of this.
Don't blame you on that.
Of course. But if I might confirm some things first. You are Queen Sphere of Alexandria, are you not?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And ere you awoke here, you were in another unfamiliar place. Is that correct?
I opened my eyes and saw a strange, dark room. Outside, there were towering buildings, clad in electrope.
You slumbered at the heart of that city for many years, within a facility called the Meso Terminal. Many things have come to pass during that time, some of which you may find upsetting. Are you sure you wish to learn of them?
In that dark room, there was an electric casket designed to preserve its occupant in cold stasis. Until the terminal and its systems were recently shut down. That was where you were kept, in all likelihood. Since the time of the Old Kingdom. For 4 centuries.
What? Do you speak true? I've been asleep for that long. 400 years.
Our records say that Queen Sphere succumbed to the rampant lightning energies unleashed during the storm surge. But it seems the truth is rather different.
do not believe that you are lying, so please tell me everything that has happened. Everything. Very well. Let's do so with care, lest we cause you undue strain. No, while I should like more to give us to assist, it isn't practical to gather everyone. So I will summon Grahatia and Kryle for now.
I know this has all been a lot to take in, but how are you feeling? Physically, I mean.
Much better now, thanks to Yashtola and Alisay's ministrations. In fact, I can scarcely remember the last time I felt so hale. I know not how to repay them, not only for coming to my aid, but for telling me about my kingdom besides.
I don't think they're ones to keep score. Isn't that right?
No, we're really not.
She's known those two for a long time. You can trust in her judgment. Besides, you helped to prove that their treatment works here as well. With this success, they'll be able to help others in Alexandria who suffer from the same illness. Few things could make them happier.
I see. Full glad am I to know that we may cure the affliction after so long. So very long. I steeled myself, having been warned, but it's difficult to come to terms with everything.
Sphene? Maybe going out and seeing it would help. Alexandria as it is now.
Great idea! There's no substitute for seeing things with your own eyes. That said, there is a chance that you'll run into the other Sphene. Still want to take a look, even so?
It would be a lie to say I do not feel anxious, but I wish to walk among the people, to hear their voices and learn about their realm. Truly, I would be honored.
Then allow us to show you the sights.
Thank you, Wuklamart.
Thank you as well for your kindness. Josephine, you knew her, did you not? It may take time for both of us to come to terms with the situation, myself especially. But I recognize that I must. I may still be here, but the world I knew is gone. Memories of a bygone age. Finn is eager to see the new Alexandria. Before heading out, I should put on more suitable attire. There's a modern outfit among the items Shale has prepared for me, I believe. If it would wait outside, I should only need a moment. Alright, take your time.
Apologies for keeping you waiting. I've never worn such clothing before.
Now, if it wasn't for the hood on that, that would actually be a really
That
cool
suits
outfit.
you.
I'm glad to hear that.
A moment before you head out. Circumstances being what they are, we thought it best to come up with a way to distinguish you from the other Sphenes, and we should probably settle on this now rather than later.
I suppose it could get pretty confusing.
First, we propose calling you simply Sphene. As for the former Queen of Reason, Endless Sphene should suffice.
What about the new one who's been addressing the citizens?
Despite being the spitting image of Endless Sphene, we know she's a different entity. So we were thinking of calling her a simulant, after imitation stones.
I see. Well, they're definitely not the same. And that's as good a way as any to draw a distinction. But what do you think, Sphene? Is that all right with you?
Rest assured, I have no objections. When I am in the city, however, I intend to keep both my face and name secret. For the people of today's Alexandria know only the Endless Sphene.
We're sorry to subject you to such ignominy.
No, I myself would rather not invite complications, so it is quite all right. Thank you for your concern, Shale. Let us be off then. I am in your capable hands.
That you are. First, we'll head to the entrance of Solution 9.
Good idea. We should start from scanning Port 9. I'll do my best to explain things.
Lady wants to talk with Lomiti, so while they're busy, I'll tell you about what we can see from here. Is there any place that interests you? There were so very many, I can't decide where to begin. And why don't we let them choose? The lady talking to Lamati just came back from Tuliolo. It was her first time since being trapped in the barrier 30 years ago. She has family in Alexandria now, so she had to return. But the train made it safe and easy for her to make the journey. It's all thanks to everyone's hard work. There was once a railroad connecting Alexandria and neighboring Lindblom, but operations were suspended and relations deteriorated. Eventually, the tracks were removed entirely. To see that a railroad now connects us to our new neighbors is gratifying. Especially considering that our history began with war, with Alexandria the aggressor. In continuing to strive for peace, Tuliolo's leaders have shown great magnanimity, and I can't help but be moved. There are a lot of different shops at the Nexus Arcade, selling everything you need. It's always full of people out doing their shopping. Innisbean gave them and Lamati a tour of the place. I remember watching them from a distance. Innisbean gave Kyrian and watching them from a distance there. The castle town I knew had a main thoroughfare that was lined with shops whenever I visited. Citizens would come and speak with me about matters great and small. Just like the lady is doing now with Waklama. In the government sector, there's a counter where citizens can get matched to jobs. There's also a soul exchange, but no one goes there much these days since there aren't many souls in circulation. I'm not sure how I feel about regulators and the treatments of souls as a resource. I understand the grief of those who've lost loved ones and the desire to escape the sorrow of death. Even so, I'd never wish to forget my parents, Otis, Zelania. I want to remember them all. I'm reluctant to impose my personal beliefs upon others, though. If you untune to lane node 9, you can teleport back here anytime you want. You can also use it to teleport other locations in Solution 9. Makes it easy to get around. That's no travel that utilizes aether currents, right? Yes? We had the same in my time, but when the storm surge broke out, such nodes were sealed off to prevent enemy use. After the war, the etheric balance across the entire world had collapsed. Not only was travel outside the barrier ill-advised, the act of teleportation itself had become dangerous. We had to abandon the nodes altogether. Starting to see them available again for the use of one and all. Sorry about that. I got a little carried away with the conversation. It's alright. Them and I told her about the places we can see from here. Really? That's great. Right then, why don't we stroll through the residential sector and then stop at Mosaic? We can take a break there. Excuse me. I've been long for a while now, so let's rest our feet, eh? Drinks are on me. Swing, Kieran, the two of you go ahead and order first.
So many different drinks. I can't decide. Ooh. I'll have this, please. A Dali coffee.
Of course. I should warn you though. Dali beans are an older variety known for their strong bitterness. Still want one?
The bitterness is the best part. Have you decided as well? Two Dali coffees then. The beans make for dark roasts that are quite aromatic. I find the sharp flavor invigorating, though a dash of milk can be a wonderful complement.
I'll have your drinks ready in a moment.
They're certainly well liked. It's a wonderful feeling, spending time with the people. But they're not my people anymore, are they? Their city, their way of life, even the ground upon which they tread. I am a stranger to it all. The weight of the long years is finally beginning to sink in.
Your Majesty, is that you?
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I am not Queen Sphene, though I'm often told we look alike.
There you are. How many times have I told you not to go off alone? I'm sorry he bothered you, Mom. Come now, we're going home.
Bye, not Queen Sphene.
I do not know that boy, nor does he know me. No one does. Another harsh reminder that I have no place here. Yet, no matter how much things have changed, I am happy. I am. For Alexandria has endured. Our sacrifice was not in vain. Even so, I cannot help but feel lonely.
Sphene looks at you apologetically. Forgive me, I didn't mean to darken the mood. So I feel better for having shared my feelings with you. Thank you. Sorry I'm not being much of a guide. I don't usually get approached this often. It's quite alright. The people have been through so much. It's only natural for them to seek comfort and assurance from someone they trust. Besides, as I would relax with a delicious cup of coffee and have a lovely chat with Kyrian. Appreciate your understanding. Right then, where to next? We can take a look inside the Nexus Arcade, but I can probably wait for when we actually need something. In that case, let's head back to the recreation zone. There's plenty to see on True View. He looks pale. We need to find a place for him to rest. Thank you. There's no way to attend some business when the memory of being killed here came flooding back. Danger's past, I know, but the terror lingers. For all the comfort I've offered the others in my work, I can't seem to comfort myself. Trust me, I can't shake this fear. Oh yeah, I need to rally his spirits. Thank you, I feel better already. Your encouragement was exactly what I needed. Ah, but where are my manners? My name is Malachite, and I am an usher. An usher? They're the ones who came to those without long to live, right? Given everything that's happened, I expect your duties have changed. That's correct. We no longer attend to the dying. It's only after they have passed away in their family's care that we convey their remains to a government storage facility. A storage facility? What for? Henceforth, we must inter the deceased. But as the specifics are undecided, the bodies must be kept in cold storage for the time being. I didn't know. I'd heard there were graveyards over by the submerged city, but like funerals, burial customs must be long forgotten. Did you have usher duties? If so, we could help. I'm not actually here in any official capacity, so I am loath to trouble you further. But since you asked, I shall explain why I've come. Pertaining to delivering the personal effects of the departed to their families. Even though their memories have been trusted to the cloud, I still remember where they once lived. The rules were to dispose of any belongings to do anything else was strictly forbidden. It saddened me to see them discarded like waste, so I began secreting them away what I could. Of course, I understand that not everyone shares my sentiments, and I leave it to the families to decide what to do with these items. Some accept my deliveries, others reject them. Whether I'm doing the right thing, I cannot say. But I feel the family should be given the choice. Oh, they didn't have it before then? It's important to think about what people leave to us. I want to help. Do you want help too? We deliver a lot of shit in this game. I'm truly grateful. Now there are 4 items to be delivered here in the recreation zone. I leave them in your care. In the meantime, I will head to the residential sector to make deliveries there. After you finish, please meet me back here. I would like to know the family's reaction. You know, there have been people in Tuliolo who had similar episodes due to the trauma of the siege. Do you mind if I went with Malachite? I just keep an eye on him. Only if you can handle those deliveries without me, of course. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure he'll be happy for the company. So there are 4 items in total to deliver. Right, 3 for people on True View and 1 for someone over by the Neon Stein. Let's visit them in that order. I try you to do the talking. I fear my voice may betray my identity. Lead the way. We'll be right behind you. The way the buildings are all on a road reminds me of the old castle town, lovely as it is here. I can see why Oblivion can blend in. The people around Treeview seem scary at first, but most of them are really kind. Well, I see someone pass out on the street now. I worry if they'll be alright. Was there something you need? Ah, so Malachite sent you. He was very considerate when he offered to bring me the keepsakes. He stressed I didn't have to accept it if I felt uncomfortable. I see why some would say no, but I couldn't do that. Not when it's something that belonged to my parents. Well, I understand now I will never see again. Having spare souls won't save us from the inevitable. It's always been the case, but now I find myself wondering about this and that, like how much longer can I afford to muck around with my brothers? But I won't bore you with my rambling. Thanks for bringing me the keepsake. Give my regards to Malachite. Oh, hello, do I know you? Ah, so this is the keepsake. Truth be told, I've been wondering as to whether or not I should accept it. I'm belonging to someone that died. It's got me thinking about what we did to Tulialo. I didn't even know we'd killed so many of their people, not until the funeral. Why did they decide to retaliate? Lamati, Weklamal would never do that. She and everyone in Tulialo know that my father was to blame for the attack, not the Alexandrian people. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you speak ill of your father. It's just, I can't stop worrying about death, and hearing that they're running out of neo-regulars makes it worse. I don't know what to do anymore. So you can purchase beverages from these machines? That's wonderful. I've always believed that technology should be developed for the benefit of the people. Janelle's favorite energy drink is a special formula, not like those they sell here. I wanted to try one, but Shale wouldn't let me. Yeah, considering that what it looked like it does, that was probably for the best. What is it? If you're trying to sell me something, I'm not interested. Oh, you brought me the keepsake. Thank you. I'm looking forward to this, hoping that might help me remember, but no such luck, it seems. The owner is dead, and they'll never become one of these endless Queen's Fiend tells us about. It's a sad thought. Even so, I'm not sure I want to become endless myself. Maybe by putting your members into a new body made of ether. Does that mean you yourself still have to die first? The thought of not having to worry about souls was appealing, so I was happy to receive a neo-regulator. I've only had doubts since then. If Queen Fiend herself recommends it, I want to believe that all will be well, but still. Sorry, I need to clear my head. That's for everyone in Trueview. Let's go to the Neon Stein. Oh, they're from us. Now I need to go clear over here. Nope, I just have to come right over here. Easy enough to do. Are you talking to me? Oh, right, this. I can't say it stirs any memories, but it does feel familiar somehow. You know, you look familiar yourself. Where did I know you from? Oh, of course, you're the unenhanced challenger. No champion. I can't stress how incredible it is. What you've achieved without using a Pharaoh's souls. It's a genuine honor to meet you. Though not for the first time, I realize. It was at the infusion station in the government sector, and it wasn't my finest moment, as you might recall. That's right. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. Anyway, seeing as we're meeting properly now, the name's Lathander. I used to fight in the Arcadian, but not anymore. I took Queen Sphaine's words to heart and found a new job. One where I can put my knowledge of physical conditioning to use. As you know, a lot of people were badly hurt when the mechanical soldiers malfunctioned. And I've been assisting with their rehabilitation. It's not something I ever imagined myself doing, but here we are. Now maybe we can help others like you can. I think it's great what you're doing. Thanks, it's encouraging to hear that. There's this fellow who has to learn how to walk all over again. Becoming endless would solve his problems, but he's determined to overcome them the hard way. With the body he's got, seeing that gave me a newfound appreciation for my own body. It's a gift from my parents, a sturdy thing that survived the arena, and I need to take better care of it. I'm the only blue-scaled Hubigo besides my father. Lamati I once told me that. I don't know about how my father felt about it. There are times when it hurts to think about the things we share. So, I don't want to lose that. Even if I could look the same as an endless, I would never throw away this body. Most people would find it hard to do so, I imagine. Just thought makes me feel uncomfortable about the whole becoming endless affair. But I need to get back to work. It was nice talking to you, and thanks for the delivery. Jewel shattered. Sphene is eager to tell Malachite of your success. But that takes care of the deliveries. Thank you for taking charge. From what we've seen and heard, it is plain the people hold their queen in high regard. And the Similar has exploited their love and admiration to win over so very many. Come, let us report to Malachite. He should be back at the north of the recreation zone. Ooh. New tome stuff, okay. Thank you for your assistance. With this, every delivery I had planned for today is accounted for. The reactions I received were mixed. While some were glad, others decided they did not want the items after all. How was your experience? Everyone accepted their items, but they all felt differently about them. One person couldn't remember the keepsake's owner, and another couldn't stop worrying about their own death. I see. It's difficult indeed to predict how people may behave when confronted with reminders of loss. Of of late, I've come to believe that we are each of us the sum of moments we've shared with our loved ones. And when they pass away, we lost our memories of these people, we lost part of ourselves. It's a thought that saddens me to no end. If our memories of the departed are no longer to be entrusted to the cloud, I wish that those already taken could be returned to us. Well, my friends, I must resume my formal duties. My thanks again for your aid. Malachite speaks true. Our memories are what define us. They form the path we walk to be where we are. My endless self, I expect, was much alike to me in the beginning. But I cannot become like her to no more than she would become like me. Once our paths diverged, so too did our lives and experiences. That's true. And we start from the same place. We all have different journeys at some point. Things like our goals and our ways of thinking are bound to change. The Endless Fiend was one possibility, a version of myself who made choices I want to believe I never would. I'm beginning to come to terms with the fact I did, though. Huh? Is that? The simulant? That was creepy. She's looking straight at us. If I didn't know better, I'd say she wanted us to follow her. I have a bad feeling about this, but we might not have another chance to figure out what she's up to. We're going after her, right? Yeah, sounds about right. Let's suddenly heading down into the street over there. The neon sign is that way. Let's hurry.
Not here. Let's press on, if only a little further.
Huh?
Hey, are you alright?
So she didn't die. Vexing, but expected.
That was about the strongest bolt we can produce within Everkeep. What now?
We obtain more precise measurements. Narrow the range of variables to avoid unnecessary trial and error. That is the most expeditious course of action.
I know that voice.
You there! Yes, you! We have important business with you. We left something in your keeping.
the key to interdimensional fusion, you will kindly return it to us, yes?
No. Fuck off.
Is that so? What a shame. If I had the key, I wouldn't need to be cruel and turn away so many people. Far more than 5,000 could become endless and know eternal happiness.
What? You mean to steal ether from other worlds again?
All is for the sake of his experiments.
Yeah, his experiments, whoever that fuck that is, need to end.
'Twas for that reason, you know, that the previous me created the Endless. I pity her. She was forced to attempt the impossible, to turn every soul who dies into an Endless, even though there's no end to them. Admittedly, that was part of the plan. Her desperation would drive her to claim the key and use it. And sure enough, she did just that. I know you had a soft spot for her, Lamachi. So for what it's worth, I'm truly sorry. Alas, we are naught more than pawns, pieces in his grand design.
Don't you dare make light of her love for her people. Don't you dare!
Strike me down if you wish. I shall be made anew. And I doubt many would look kindly upon the vow of resolve of Tuliolo if she attacked a neighboring queen, and not for the first time. Would you be willing to accept the repercussions?
Damn you!
You're speaking to me.
Yes, jackass.
Our goal is to usher in the next phase of mankind's evolution. Since time immemorial, life has used death to facilitate adaptation in an ever-changing environment. The old and infirm are weeded out, allowing the species to thrive. Generational succession. This has been our survival strategy. Yet, this strategy has long since reached its practical limit. It is outdated. It relies on progeny, which gives rise to unchecked population growth. Resources become scarce, invariably leading to conflict. All the while, death is ever present and robs our species of untold potential. Where man now stands in his evolution, bodies of flesh no longer make sense. What we must strive for next is carefully managed, eternal preservation.
Calix, you're You're Calix, aren't you?
You know him?
The young genius who had mastered electrope technology. He founded the scientific collective known as Preservation and devoted himself to developing a cure for the paralysis which plagued our people. Calix, you always had your gaze set upon the future, and I know you do now. But I beg you, do not deceive the people of Alexandria. Do not manipulate them with this imitation forged from my memories. Well, how rude. Yet, whatever you may say, I'm the one whom the people regard as queen. You may have worn the crown for a few years, but now you are no one. Just a frail, fleshy version of me that could die at any moment. The kingdom has no use for such as you.
Our demand is simple. Surrender the key. Refusal will necessitate consequences.
Are you alright? Forgive me, I was once able to use healing spells, but long summer appears to have sapped my magical reserves. It's frustrating to be so powerless, but perhaps I must accept my newfound limitations. Sphene has a pained look in her eyes. Alexandria has no need for Queen Sphene. It's the Queen of Reason, my endless counterpart, that they love. And though it is hard truth to accept, it is nevertheless the truth. I must find a new way to serve. You're not alone, and together we can get through anything. Well said, and it just so happens that there's something that only you can do right this moment. Let's start with Calix. What can you tell us about him? He was a prodigy specialized in the field of electrope that made his mark during the storm surge. Yet even as he basked in the admiration of his peers, he struggled with an illness that he had from birth, which left him with precious little time to live. For him to still be here 4 centuries on, I think it's safe to assume that he too has become an endless. I see. Well, we're somewhat familiar with the Preservation. I never imagined we'd cross paths with one of them like this. You know about Preservation? We do. They're supposed to have created Everkeep's core system as well as the Endless Sphene. Did they? All while I was slumbering? The members of Oblivion have spent a lot of time investigating Preservation. We should head back to the back room and tell them what's happened. You heading to the back room?
We've heard what happened. So, Preservation has revealed itself at last.
And And using the key, they mean to turn even more people into Endless. It seems safe to assume that they too intend to steal ether from the other reflections. But unlike the previous Sphere, they have no intention of saving everyone. Calyx, of all people, would know precisely how much ether is required to sustain an Endless. Thus, he is able to set a realistic limit to their creation without being swayed by emotion.
Carefully managed eternal preservation. Whether or not this can be considered an evolution, 'tis plain that man's very existence would be forever changed.
Say, if this Calyx is as brilliant a scientist as everyone says, could he have been the one who erased everyone's memories of Endless Fiend's death?
That is a possibility, though I cannot speak to his motives.
Though Calyx has outright stated his ultimate goal, how his actions will further this agenda remains unclear. That said, we have seen how anxiety towards death continues to spread amongst Alexandrians. Perhaps the simulant stokes this fear to entice them to become endless.
Everyone is afraid of death. We try to put it out of our minds, and I do not blame the people for feeling as they do. Nonetheless, I wish to stop the simulant. I wish to do what I can for those who believe in their queen. Although I wear no crown, were I to forsake the people, then I would truly have no place here.
I don't know if this will help in that endeavor, but I've found something interesting. When I analyzed the sign that Calyx appeared on, I was able to determine the source of transmission. I traced it back to a terminal used only by preservation, located in the Foundation sector.
Foundation sector? That came up in my mother's records, didn't it? It's where the old castle was hidden.
Everkeep was built atop the castle of the former kingdom. Access to the immediate area, the Foundation sector, is highly restricted, with map data accordingly classified.
The old castle is inside this tower.
It's an ideal place for preservation to conceal the terminal, I must say. Having existed since the Storm Surge, they would be familiar with the castle's layout.
But I wonder, would someone so versed in electrope, such as Calyx, be so careless as to leave a trail?
Oh, I expect he intended for us to find the terminal.
It may be a trap, but it's our only lead. What do you think, my friend? Agreed. And besides, you owe him for that bolt of lightning.
If you're set on this course of action, I'll work on getting you access to the Foundation sector. Sit tight for now.
Please, let me come with you. I may not possess any special skills, but I know the castle better than any. So please.
All right. If that's what you want, then we go together. The rest of us will take point and secure the way, and we'll count on you to guide us in the castle.
Thank you for allowing me to accompany you. It may take time for me to find my place in this new Alexandria, but I will slowly but surely. Right, I believe I plotted a viable route to the Foundation sector. As we don't have much information on the area, I'll come along and gather geographic data on site. You can leave the navigating to me. I'll stay behind this time, but let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Flavian is fortunate to have a capable adapter like you, Gululja. No matter what the future holds, your knowledge of Electro is bound to serve you well. Such dependable support here, we may embark on our mission. Come, let's head to the lift in the government sector. There's no direct lift to the Foundation sector, so we'll have to transfer to another on the way. If we take the wrong lift, we'll end up in the wrong sector, so be sure to follow her instructions. According to Teshelja's records, the tower is divided into inner and outer sections below orogenics. The castle's at the heart of the... So upon arriving at the Foundation sector, we need to make our way inwards. Say, take this communicator with you. So I'm modified to track your coordinates. I'll be guiding you as I collect data. Sounds like we're all set. Let's get going. Actually, looking at the time, I don't have time to do that here this afternoon. Or this morning, this evening. I guess it all depends on your perspective of time. So we will actually be back tomorrow night with more of this. Till then, I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night.